The Project Zomboid map has completely changed, and all of my beloved safe houses have been replaced. That led me on a mission to find the best new base locations, ranging from hidden wilderness getaways to fortified compounds in the heart of the action. Starting out with this beautiful Firewatch Tower. This base is tucked away in the forest, providing a much more peaceful lifestyle. But don't worry, you're not in the middle of nowhere. There are plenty of great resources around. But first, let's check out what's inside the watchtower, where we have this very cozy living quarters, which does provide all the basics you need to start. This army radio will give you access to the emergency broadcast system, and this antique stove will keep you warm, allow you to cook food and boil water without needing gas. Although that may not be an issue around here. Don't let these surroundings fool you, because there are some real amenities nearby, not including all of the natural ones. Down here you may have noticed we have a generator and a shed, which does contain some useful loot. There is a rain collector and an even smaller shed which contains... Hey guys, if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. You do not want to miss the upcoming videos. With miles of riverbanks to fish along, you could definitely survive purely off of those calories. Not if you catch those. Even still, fishing is very fun these days. Let's see if we have something decent here. This doesn't bode too well. The aesthetics around here are just so nice. The new jumbo trees, those pine trees, catching the empty tin cans, and we even have hunting stands, and those will be handy once the ladders work. And who would have guessed the fishing was just a skill issue? Chuck any sort of bait on your line and you're bound to catch something edible. So this base is located south of Riverside, along the river that now connects to Doe Valley Lake. Home to some other good spots we can check out. However, first, let's check out what is right on our doorstep down this trail, where we have the Ranger Station. And if you can hotwire, you might get yourself a nice little car. You may even want to live in this cabin, it's pretty nice, especially if you have a fear of heights. This is nice and ground level. But the real good stuff is a little further down, where we have quite a bit more going on, including this place, aptly named Riverside's Finest Motel. And compared to some others I've seen, this one is quite luxury. You'll find plenty of loot in here, even more so because there is a basement. And down here is pretty stocked up. These shelves are full of goodies and there are plenty of tools. Besides that, we have a diner, and it's pretty lovely in here. I would definitely be stealing a few things. Over here we have the Bass Family Camping Store, with a car park that clearly spawns some useful vehicles. Inside you'll find all the kinds of gear you would expect, of which will come in very handy. Honestly, if you could spawn up here, you probably wouldn't have to leave because all of the tools you need are in this area, especially as the stockroom in here is also full of stuff. However, again, we have a basement, something I could never complain about. Just get yourself a propane torch and you can get right through these gates, where you'll find a lovely display of firepower. As you'd expect, being a gun store, there are plenty of guns. But the great thing is there also seems to be plenty of ammo, as that can sometimes be quite scarce. However, not in this room, as it seems dedicated to ammo. So all of this is right on your doorstep. You couldn't really ask for more. I guess the only thing that could make it better would be a gas station. That is just perfect. There's a generator at the watchtower, plenty of cars around, and you don't have to worry about gas. So yeah, this genuinely is a quality location. Though if you prefer even more of a challenge, we have a couple buildings on the other side of this river. This one here is a premium log cabin. Very nice. Plus this random little building next to it. Although in here we do have an antique stove, a ham radio, and 2 beds. This time you are much further from the river, so that rain collector will come in handy. Huh? Not you, Andy. And then up here, we have another watchtower, and this one is much deeper in the forest. You do still get a generator, though probably not as useful, because getting gas all the way over here would be quite a mission. Though just like the other one, you do have an antique stove. So if you prefer living off the land, relying on foraging for food, and deforestation for fuel, you may prefer this tower. If you do enjoy those things but prefer some real home comforts, then the North Muldrow farm may be perfect for you, as this takes living off the land to the next level, while also keeping you nice and close to this big town. A place that is very fun to explore, but even more so with friends. And thanks to Pine Hosting, setting up your very own server is easier than ever. With Build 42 Stable finally releasing, there's no better time than now to play multiplayer. Whether it's just you and a friend, or a big modded public server, you can get online within minutes. Their high-performance servers have global locations, DDoS protection, and round-the-clock human support. You can easily tailor the settings with the intuitive server panel, and add all of those incredible mods using the Workshop installer. That made setting up my community server a breeze. Plus, it's not just Project Zomboid. They offer hosting for a wide range of games, from Windrose to Valheim, Enshrouded, and more. So, if you'd like to host your very own server to play with your friends, you can use code AWP to get 30% off your order. Use the link in the description or pinned comment to help support the channel and get yourself a deal. Now back to the farm. So we have plenty of field space for growing crops, all of these pre-cut logs you can use for fuel or crafting, and of course a well, which is very nice to have. The previous farm placed up here never had that, so this is a big upgrade. If you haven't yet delved into the animal husbandry, this could be a great spot for that. Out back we have this giant pig pen, where 4 of them have spawned. At the front of the property we also have a chicken coop. And with 7 hens in here, the eggs alone could keep you going. We also have a second well, because why not? Plus a whole variety of crops, which are either ready to harvest, some of them rotten, but you could definitely take this over and grow some great stuff. We have a big old shed, which of course excites me, and there's plenty of stuff in here. The farmhouse is very nice looking, but we will save the best for last. First though, we have this double garage, where you find a generator, some propane, tools, and a jukebox. Cannot complain. So, inside, off the bat, is very nice and homely. I could definitely do some living in this room, and some drinking in here. This kitchen alone is bigger than the last base, and you do have the option between gas or not. There is plenty of rooms for storage. You definitely won't run out of space in here, and if you do, you definitely have a hoarding problem. And relaxing in here really removes that zombie apocalypse vibe. It's quite refreshing. Oi! You fucker! Alright, let's check it upstairs. They were clearly a hunting family. Ooh, and I'll take that. Thank you. Double bunk beds. Them parents were getting busy. Damn, did the baby do a painting of a zombie? Maybe it was the mother. That's dark. So I should probably turn on the light. The parents' bedroom does have an ensuite, and it's pretty nice in here. And this is where the goodies really are. A gun case in there, and multiple in here. Old boy was definitely shooting his shots. We know that. This spot is definitely much different to the last one, but what they do have in common is the nice, quiet, peaceful, serene lifestyle. The vibes around here are immaculate. Oh, there's a deer over there too. I really enjoy how quiet it is out here. Ooh, one more thing. There is, of course, a basement. We can't be forgetting that. Let's have a look. Okay, it's not spectacular, but it is extra space. I mean, good amount of tools. So as I mentioned, it is north of Muldrow, and you have plenty of stuff around you, including the next door neighbor's farm, but this isn't as good. You could definitely come and steal some chickens though, and an animal trailer. Oh, no way. There's a sledgehammer right there. That is... I promise that is not scripted. I didn't even know they could just spawn placed like that on some boxes. That's how little I find them. But yeah, this building is actually stacked. There's plenty of tools in both sides. What are the odds of that though? Seriously. They do have a very nice house, but there isn't a basement. Or is there? No, there's not. I won't give you a full tour of the surroundings, but I will be doing a full in-depth guide on all of the new towns, Muldrow included, so watch out for those videos. Moving in the complete opposite direction and away from nature, we have the Riverside Police Station, and Fire Department, and River Patrol. Now this is the building that received the biggest glow up out of them all. Raiding this place was always very lackluster, but you definitely can't say that now. Just look at it. We will get to the police station, but first, let's check out the Riverside Station, home of the Riverside Patrol. A very fancy looking building. It's very spacious in here. A big open lobby, some storage, a nice kitchen area, and this very big double garage workshop with a generator included. And there is a handy staircase in here as well. I always like having these second floors looking over an open space like this. In here, we have another water dispenser and plenty of office space, should you require. Though of course you could easily clear this out and make a very nice home. And I say that because you may want to live in this building, at least at the beginning, because this area is completely walled off and protected with only 6 tiles you would need to build on for a fully secure compound, making it incredibly safe. The car park spawns multiple police cars, which is nice, and these crates contain planks to help you get barricading. The best thing about Riverside now is how involved the river actually is, with it running right through the center. And next door has this great little pond as well, which looks very nice. Once again, you wouldn't have to worry about food living here because the fish are clearly very active out there. A few hours on that pier and your pockets will be overflowing with fish. Okay, I actually almost did forget this time, but there is a basement and it's very sophisticated. We have proper lighting down here and a whole load of rooms, but due to the nature it does seem to be a whole load of stationery. We've got this very attractive gym and workout area. See you there, Jim. Oh, some handy stuff in here though. Not in here, Jim never gets handy with me. And back here we have the locker rooms. Okay, I bet this place has seen some action. So yeah, plenty of room to work with in this building. Could definitely make a great base. As could the fire department. Oh, I really like how you can drive straight through and park up in the car park. Also has handy stairs. Another sledgehammer, are you joking? I've already played a lot of this build as I filmed a 100 days movie and I was not finding sledgehammers like this. Either the recent hot patch has increased them a lot or this is incredibly lucky. That's both of the last 2 bases have had a sledgehammer in. That doesn't feel real. I better go put the lottery on unless I've used all my luck now. Imagine we found one in here now. Okay, no, but of course, firefighter axes, one of the main reasons to come here. And this one has a very nice medical room. This will be useful. Ooh, an unknown frequency. Wonder what that could be.
Welcome to Op Radio. In the morning.
Turn that crap off. Okay, let's browse the upstairs, which is very nice. The sleeping quarters are very homely for what they are. And this open plan kitchen living area is lovely. Big fan of that hanging light over the table. We of course have a recreation room, though it is missing one thing, and that's the stripper pole. Why is it in some random dark room? I guess you can turn the lights on, but still you're not giving much room for the dancer. There's plenty of gear in the locker room, and I'm sure at one point there was plenty of gear in this gym. And this storage room is also pretty stacked. And we do have a 3rd floor. It's not just the roof, we have some stuff up here. It is just storage, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's very nice up here. Plus plenty of roof space. Though you probably don't need to grow crops on the roof, as there is plenty of space in this compound. Maybe save this space to have a few beers with the boys. Just don't do that. Alright, it's time for the police station, where you can hold a press conference, get stuck in an elevator, or do some car maintenance. And through this door, we have the best sight ever. But we'll leave that for a minute. There is also one here too, so it must be pretty interesting down there. We'll check out upstairs first though, where again there is plenty of office space. And this is like the 3rd water dispenser I've seen in here so far. So you can stay nice and hydrated. That is very important when you're running around, super excited about how cool this place is. It also just looks so much better with it being on the water. Like, what a cool spot this is. We have a nice kitchen area, and above that we have a barricaded door. And behind the barricades is some lockers. They really didn't want people getting in here. Okay, nothing fancy up here. You definitely don't want to fall down there. Damn it, we really need ladders to be added ASAP. I mean, by the time you're watching this, if you're a bit late to the video, they may be added already, so enjoy whatever's up there. For now, I'll enjoy whatever's through here. Seemingly nothing. Okay, that's more like it. A whole load of stuff in here. Oof. Yep, this is stacked. Alright, I'm not going to lie to you, there's a small chance I've actually raided this place before, as I did spawn in Riverside for my 100-day movie, which will be coming out in the near future. But first discovering this was very exciting. And while I'm incredibly happy you're watching this video, sometimes it is just better to go into a place blindly and see what you find. But no, wait, please don't click off this video. You're going to want to see what's next. And I mean the next base, not the basement, though we will definitely check that out right now. Through this door is a full-on little jail, so there's probably no point breaking in here. In there we have the interrogation room. Those stairs over there link up to the garage. There is one more door though, and this is the evidence locker. Money bundle, FBI incident report. Though don't worry, there are still plenty of weapons and suspicious packages. In fact, there's all types of stuff in here which makes it very enjoyable to loot. I wish you could open these though, that would be cool. There's actually a lot of shotguns and rifles in here. No, you're joking. Another sledgehammer? Nah, that is so scripted. I did that whole 100 days, looted the whole of Riverside and didn't find a sledgehammer. What is going on? I'm kind of lost for words. It is pretty out here at night though. I really like that skylight, that looks wow cool. And you're in a prime location of Riverside. Of course, right across from a gas station. It really doesn't get better than this. I know lots of people hate the meta bases that are really overpowered, but this place is undeniably beautiful. And I think that could sway some of those people. On multiplayer servers, this is going to be a proper hotspot. Moving on to another town along the river, at West Point, where we have a different type of base, the West Brick Warehouse, which I was drawn to for a few reasons. Firstly, I think it looks very cool. This big water tower, the graffiti on the walls, all the skylights, and loading bays, one of which is filled in. Of course, most people do live in houses like normal humans. However, I am quite partial to a warehouse, because in here there's just so much room for activities. You don't need to knock walls down to make space. You can just move all of this stuff and redecorate however you'd like. I love the details in here too, like the metal pillars and these old filled in entrances. Unfortunately, these shelves aren't loaded with tools. However, there is plenty of bricks and stone blocks. The same goes over here, 17 brick pallets. And if each of those gives us 20 bricks, then we have 340 just here. And you can put those to use protecting this place. Though it is already decent, you have metal fences around the entire perimeter. You just need to block off the exit and entrance. Then you have a secure compound, and there aren't actually many of those in West Point. You are located on the very western edge, meaning once you clear this area, it'll be much more peaceful, and just a small walk away to your neighbors, you'll find chickens, rabbits, and a pond, so you don't have to worry about water. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one, as I don't think everyone will enjoy it, but I think it's pretty cool. Now we travel to Rosewood, a place with many options, such as this place, which has been claimed on my community server. But today, we are focusing on a different location, and that is the Rosewood Gated Community. This town had such a big glow up, and this whole place is full of beautiful buildings. Although I have been unlucky, this house was burnt down, but usually that is a nice base option. The previous gated community looked like this, and half of the walls were wooden, and none of them were actually fully secure, meaning you had to build fences or gates to defend yourself. But the new and improved version is 1, much bigger, and 2, fully secure, meaning off the bat, clear this place out and no zombies are getting in. And then, once you decide your main house, you can always build an extra gate for that double security. Outside of the houses, you have a load of space, big old parking lot, a kids play park, which you could use or tear down and have even more room. The back left house is pretty nice. I'm a big fan of those columns. It's pretty old school in here, and it does have an antique stove. But there is some modern tech in the kitchen, with this very nice coffee machine. The garage is very big, and contains some pretty good loot if you ask me, though your mileage may vary. I've clearly had some crazy loot luck in this world. The upstairs is just as you would imagine. You've got a couple nice bedrooms and a couple nice bathrooms too. And in the garden, there is a well. The previous location had absolutely no nearby water sources. That's very nice to have. Although I'm sure you spotted this house with the lovely pond in the garden. And it looks big enough to fish in. I don't see any movement. Oh, there we go. I was about to give up. I fished for hours then. Surely they're fish. Ah, there we go. The fact this actually has fish in makes it such a better spot. Oh, what? Alright, that's gotta be a little bugger. Yeah, it is. I see the splashing. There we go. Look at that ginormous monster. My name is Jeremy Wade, and I'm catching the legendary black crappie. To be honest, I don't know what he sounds like, but I think that was a bit more Bear Grylls. Either way, having an indefinite food source in the garden of a completely secure compound is elite. You genuinely couldn't ask for much more in this place. However, I would have liked if there was a basement here, but none spawned for me this time. In here is very bright, giving kind of hospital vibes. And they really loved their white, didn't they? Wait, you don't think they burnt down the neighbors because they... Man, that is fucked up. But yeah, the upstairs is very standard. Just bedrooms and a bathroom with a smaller garage. Quick bit of payback, which hopefully doesn't spread. As next door is the nicest looking house here, thanks to this balcony. Inside is fairly nice. I don't exactly love the colour of the walls or carpet, but it is what it is. I do prefer the garage. Nice drinking room though. And here's the kitchen. Oh, okay, we have a guest house out here. This is probably nicer. Definitely a little smaller, but oh well. With all those sledgehammers I found, I could knock down the wall. Got a nice big building. Might as well take these stairs up. And here's the very cool living room with the panoramic view. Or Sucker didn't get to eat his steak. Or cook it. But hey, at least he had a very nice bedroom. Or two. So this is located in the west side of Rosewood, right here below Father Murphy Lane. You've got your water source sorted, and the gas station isn't too far away. It's not exactly a doorstep, but it is nice and peaceful around here. It's quite a quiet street. The gas station has improved, and it has this place right behind it. A fully walled off compound with a giant warehouse. Definitely ticks some boxes for me. But I'll save this place for the full Rosewood guide. But wait! There's more. I can't come to Rosewood and talk about the best base locations without mentioning this place. So as a bonus, we have the Rosewood Fire Station, the quintessential starter base in Project Zomboid. I imagine this place took a big bulk of the players' base virginity, myself included. Though thankfully back then it didn't have this giant tower. I'm not sure how I would have squeezed that in. Good luck, guys. So this place has been visually and practically upgraded massively. The lobby and office feel much more homely. So does this. It feels a lot less empty and more lived in. The medical facilities are much better. Even the janitor's closet is premium now. There's also much more storage down here, meaning many more axes. And then of course the garage, which is much bigger, though that's because the rooms at the back are now gone and have been placed over here. Upstairs we have a whole new layout to explore. The classic recreation room with a slight variation. I still dream of being able to use that pole. That's what she said. The new living quarters are definitely more comfortable, and the kitchen is very nice. I'm a fan of that green. There is more storage, more lockers and showers, plus a door. That is revolutionary because you no longer need to break down this wall with a sledgehammer to get onto the roof. Damn, we got some good views from up here. Just if I could climb that ladder and see the views from up there. Same with this one up to the watchtower. Although I am sure it won't be long till we can do that. So that definitely adds bonus points to this base. Big old gym up here. But now, unlike before, the majority of the front is fenced off. You just need to build gates or fences along here. The same goes for this side, but once you do that, you are fully secure. But to make it even better, on the property is your very own pond. And you can clearly catch some big ones. I mean, it would be rude not to. Let's see what we've got here, lads. Is it going to be a Goliath grouper? Oh, basically, look at the size of that. 15 centimeters. Oh, that's a bit crappy. Honestly, the map revamp, just look around, it is so beautiful. Big GG's to the mapping team, they absolutely smashed it. But yeah, that is it for today. Let me know in the comments which of these is your favorite and any other base locations you think are incredible. If you haven't, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.